Alright, here we go. Hello, this is CB Ultra 768, and we are back with Wright, Trials and Tribulation, and we are on the final stretch for the game, because last time we finished our final investigation day, and we learned a lot. Like, we learned that Miss Elise, her cane that she was carrying, turns out, we were using the metal detector and we found out that it's actually a hidden sword within the cane, and now we have to wonder, like, why was she carrying a sword with her? But also, we went to Sister Bikini, who had some cyclops about her, and we've gathered some evidence, and we found out that Elise Dexium, it turned out she was actually Misty Faye. It was Maya Faye's mother who was coming to see Maya take the Karikan channeling leadership from her to become the new master. And yeah, like I said, now she's like dead because, again, she's the murder victim in this case, and I'm assuming during this trial we're gonna reveal that. And basically we found out a big thing about Iris. It turns out she had a twin sister, and obviously that twin sister with Dahlia, and it turns out that Dahlia and Iris are the daughters of Morgan Faye. So there's obvious motive of why Dahlia wanted to kill Misty Faye, because probably Morgan told her. But again, that might be way ahead, but again, we need to find out how. And right now, basically, Iris is about to make a testimony saying what happened and who she was covering for, because she's saying she was covering the crime for somebody. And the major thing, too, is Maya is trapped in sacred caverns, and Godot is saying she is good as dead. We have no idea, so we'll have to find out after the trial. So, anyway, let's get into it. Sorry if that was long. It's been a while. Okay.
I went to the inner temple that night, and I saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff.
Oh yeah, she just confessed too. I forgot. It's been a while since I recorded this. She's confessing that apparently Maya was there, and like, yeah, I guess apparently she's saying Elise attacked Maya. Okay.
While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it.
So she's saying, because yeah, she's basically saying Maya killed Elise. And as she just said there, she's saying she's covering up Maya's murder of Miss Elise because of, apparently they're saying Miss Elise attacked her. Okay. Again, I'm trying to remember this too. It's been a while since I recorded. Sorry about that. So, it was in self-defense?
Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya.
You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal.
Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night. And that the person who did go was that woman.
Iris even admitted it. Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. Okay, it says here, press the third statement. I need to start paying attention to these statements, but I mean, I'd always rather use a guide for this kind of game. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, was moved to the fatal blow. Hold it! She moved in to deliver a fatal blow?
Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon.
Wait a minute. What was this weapon?
It was some kind of dagger.
Obviously, that's a lie. We know it wasn't a dagger. As I just explained, it was a hidden sword. A dagger, huh? And Elise Dexium tried to stab her with this weapon? To kill Miss Faye?
Yes, exactly.
You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce.
Huh?
Do you have a problem with the testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy?
Do I have a problem with Iris's testimony? Well, I'd say there's one thing, right? Yeah, I will say, there's one thing. We already established what weapon she had. It was the cane sword. Let me save just in case. Just before we get into it. Again, I'm a bit out of it. It's been a while since I've done this. Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony. You do? But this witness is your own client. Yes, well, nevertheless.
That's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just a moment. It's my job to say that.
Listen, Gramps, I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me. Okay, now, let's continue.
Okay, so let's see.
She threw her staff away and pulled a dagger from inside her robe.
I'd say it's pretty obvious. We present the cane itself. The victim's staff has a sword hidden inside. No one knows this except me and Detective Gumshoe. Gotcha. Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events.
Huh?
Miss Dexion throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me.
But all you can do with a staff is hit someone.
Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword.
Ah!
If Elise Dexion really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already. Oh my gosh, she already had a knife on her. That's one crazy bitch. Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say?
Objection. That was an impressive bit of investigating. Right. I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. And so, how should I put this?
Huh?
A long sword is unwieldy and thus quite ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade.
Well...
Anyway, the type of weapon she chose to us isn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony.
But the strange thing about that is, we're gonna have to reveal this soon that Miss Elise was Misty Fey. Because, why would she try to kill her own daughter? That would make no sense. But there is something strange about this whole testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point. Let me save. Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument.
Mr. Wright?
I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. Because Miss Elise Dexium would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey. Is it her profile herself? Real name, Misty Fey. Let's see if this works. Because, yeah, this obviously has to be it. We have to reveal that it was Maya Fey's mother. Take that. Yep. I'm glad I'm right. Haven't needed the guide so far, really. Except on which statement to press. Elise Dexium would never have attacked Maya Fey.
How can you be so sure?
Because the victim's real name was not Elise Dexium. Her real name was Misty Fey. Fey?
No, not Misty Fey.
Who is this Misty Fey? Is she related to... Misty Fey is the master of the Cregan channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey. Are you serious? Oh my god, she was the mother of Maya Fey. I had no idea.
Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was Elise Dexium actually the great mystic Misty?
Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about it. It looks like Iris had no idea.
I can hardly believe it.
The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, one she hasn't seen in 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing. Oh, he got the prosecution real good. Damn, Mr. Wright's good. Order in the court. Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented, one, that the victim supposedly threw away a sword during the fight, and two, that the two people battling to the death were mother and daughter, despite the facts being believable when taken on their own. When taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe.
Listen, there's nothing in this world that is impossible. Except for one thing.
Yes? What is this one little impossible thing?
You still don't get it?
What don't I get? What is it?
Maybe my beans are under roast, but you have no idea, perhaps.
Okay. Could you get to your point?
I heard this witness's confession this morning. Just as I had taken the first sips of my 8th cup of morning coffee.
You're going to ruin your health, my friend!
Well, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate into the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little beauty.
Ah, shit. Is that the dagger the witness testified to seeing?
Obviously, Your Honor, but do you not notice something else?
Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be blood on it! Oh my god, there's blood on that dagger, I had no idea! Where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene.
Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene?
Huh? The pine tree?
His dagger was stuck in the backside of the pine tree. When the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women. This little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree.
Which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct?
Were you even listening, old man? I heard this confession this morning, as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of morning coffee.
And you say it was your age just a few minutes ago?
Enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice.
In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I order that a blood test be performed on it immediately.
This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right.
Okay. Bailiff, get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately. Found behind a tree in the inner temple garden. The blood is being analyzed now. Okay.
Okay.
Now then. The testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible. Damn it.
Cute girls never lie. Ever, ever.
Bullshit. In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court.
About what, Your Honor?
About the incident you saw, the battle between the two women.
Yes, Your Honor.
The battle. Okay. Just get that ready.
Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff. But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive with her back to the stone lantern. Oh.
Jesus.
That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed.
Okay. That was a very heartbreaking story.
I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it had been 17 years since Mystic Missy's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore?
That seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. Okay. So it says the fourth statement. 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's when she stabbed. Was that 4? Shit, lost track. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's when she stabbed. It says present the autopsy report. Because again, I guess the idea is, well, she survived to write the words Maya on the thing, right? Let's see. Cause death, loss of blood from stab. Ah, okay. Because yeah, looking at the picture, it looks like she stabbed her in the front. She said she was stabbed in the back, so she didn't see it coming. So, okay, so we're trying to prove that there was no fight at all. They didn't have a fight. Someone stabbed her in the back. And I'm assuming she was stabbed in the back with that exact dagger. Something about you just isn't right today, Iris.
Huh?
Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions.
What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony?
According to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct?
Yes, that's right.
But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right? Yep. Yes, I think so. But according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back. This proves that the victim was stabbed behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony. Oh my God! Jesus Christ. What? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
It's simple. People are like bugs. We've all got a front and a back. You get my drift.
Is that all you have to say? I love the judge's face.
You can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind.
Objection! Could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away a useful stat, the people fighting being mother and daughter. And now, she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach. There certainly are some inconsistencies. Well, Iris, how about it?
Well, it's just...
If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing.
What do you mean?
There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee. But to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said?
Prosecutor Goda, explain yourself!
The witness was quite unambiguous about her own ambiguities when she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly. A human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light.
Light?
By the way, did you know? Zakura has a role that on nights when an acolyte is at the inner temple training, the stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit.
I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for. Well, if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly?
Normally, yes, Your Honor, but according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern.
Impossible?
It hadn't been used in a long time, and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to have been nearly pitch black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all.
Most enlightening. Damn.
Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. The staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak. Isn't that right, Trite?
Order! Order! Order!
Here, Your Honor, let me present the stone lantern into evidence. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind.
Alright, a lantern from the inner temple garden was not lit the night of the crime. And he's got Maya written all over it. Okay. Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face?
What's wrong, Your Honor? Was that flame too hot?
This lantern? There's something written on it! Oh no, can Godot not see it? Because again, we did establish in the one episode with Maggie Bird, he couldn't see ketchup on the apron. Yep, he's like, wait, what? What? There's something written on it? What do you mean? I didn't see anything. Why? It's written in blood? Oh boy! So the judge didn't know about that yet.
Written in blood?
It says Maya upside down!
What the?
Oh, yes, that's right. After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her, with the blood that was draining out of her body.
Oh my gosh, she written the name Maya while blood was draining out of her body. Jesus Christ! It certainly looks that way.
Objection! Hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about?
What do you mean, what are we talking about? We are talking about the message written in blood.
Huh? Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle.
Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Now that I think of it, he did say something to me yesterday.
My sight is pretty messed up. With these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything.
So that's what he meant by that. In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further? But, Mr. Godot?
Okay then, let's move on.
Godot is literally shaking. Somehow, I don't think it's from caffeine overdose. I believe it has now been established that Miss Dexium was killed by Maya Fey. That's just wrong.
Now it's time to turn our attention to you.
Yes, sir?
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Alright, we're all ears.
What did you do, Iris? Alright, next testimony. Sister Iris's cover-up.
After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Karikan tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusty Bridge. Then, I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple, and I used the Shitado to alter the way the wound looked.
Okay. This is press statement 5. So you moved the body?
Yes, I was raised at Hazakura Temple. I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fae clan. But even so, I never imagined that Elise Dexium was actually Misty Fey. I've committed a terrible sin.
A terrible trick of fate. I believe you're looking for a twist of fate, Your Honor.
I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body, but...
You were spotted by the head nun, correct?
Yes, and that's why I couldn't go back.
Your story makes sense, I suppose. Miss Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, so it says press the fifth statement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I use the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple. Hold it! The snowmobile? I knew that would show us sooner or later.
Yes, I have the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusty Bridge.
This is the part that was in question the other day. Should I ask for more details? Because again, yeah, I was about to say, we need to ask about the tracks. Because there should have been at least more tracks. So, and it even says ask about the tracks. Say, if you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right? Well, yes, naturally you would expect tracks. This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride?
Yes, I think they are.
But I can only see one set of tracks here. Yeah, exactly. There should have been more.
I don't see what's so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left Hazakura Temple.
I see. Snow was still falling, huh?
And then when the murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why there are such fresh-looking tracks.
How about it, Miss Wright? What do you think about this testimony? Oh God, I'm dying. It's got me. Just kidding. Let's see. I would say, it's very important, yeah. And I just saw what the answer is. Yeah, I was about to say, what was the weather during that time? Because it says present the weather report. So yeah, I was about to say, it probably has something to do with the weather. Like, if the tracks are there when it wasn't snowing, then where are the other tracks? When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. Your Honor, I'd like the statement I was just made added to the testimony. But does it have something to do with the case? All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record.
This should be fun. Let's get this snow business cleared up, shall we?
Yes, sir. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped.
Okay, save. And again, what does it specifically say on the weather report? Weather data, Eagle Mountain, snow, 7 to approximately 10:50 p.m. Lightning struck Dusty Bridge at 10:45. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. I don't really know what it is, but I'm sure Wright will explain. Whoa, wait, what? I got it wrong. It said the fourth statement. I thought it was on the new statement. Is the idea we had to have that statement and then we present it? Let's see. I guess that's the contradiction. Let me save again. The contradiction is the bridge was burnt down by the time she would have got back, maybe? let's see if this is right. This should be the fourth statement. What? Wait a minute, huh? Hey! By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. What? Okay, I gotta go back to the beginning and count what's the fourth statement, because I am messing this up. Okay, hang on, I gotta go back to the beginning. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I dragged it behind me all the way. Okay, it's this one. Cause, okay, as I was thinking, there's no bridge. So how'd you drag it across? Okay, that's it. I forgot about that one. So basically, we needed her to add the statement just to confirm. She's saying, oh, yeah, the snow may have stopped, but then lightning struck the bridge. So how did you drag the body across the bridge if it was already gone? Oh my god. That was, out of all the testimonies, that one was the hardest to get my head wrapped around. It's because I wasn't reading the guide fully. Sorry about that. Okay. You claim that snow had already stopped when the murder occurred, but I'm sorry, Iris. That just is impossible.
What?
This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 p.m. But you couldn't have crossed Dusty Bridge at that time. Yep, so yeah, I was on the right track. That, yeah, that's the conclusion we're coming to. That, oh, she couldn't have crossed the bridge because the bridge was on fire.
Well, why do you say that?
Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusty Bridge was struck by lightning and had caught on fire.
What did you say? The bridge? It was on fire?
You don't mean to say you didn't know about it? It was because of that lightning strike that the bridge burnt down.
What? But it couldn't be.
It looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney, even though I messed up those couple of times.
No!
Oh my god! For being a nun, she's such a liar! Sin! Sin! Order! 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 None of that sin business in my court, please. The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right. The inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way you could have crossed the bridge, body or no body. Witness, even my patience has its limits. Any further lie, and I will find you in contempt of court. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Action. The only person here that is truly contemptible is you.
Damn.
Old man.
Rude. Me? How dare you? I like it took him a moment. He's like, oh, you're talking about me? Oh, screw you, dude.
Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now.
Squat?
The important thing now is to find out the truth. Isn't that right?
Yes, of course, but...
Whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not. There are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise Dexium was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Second, the head nun, Sister Bikini, is Iris desecrating Elise Dexium's body.
He makes a good point on both accounts.
That's right. I'm not lying.
What are you claiming this time?
I wasn't myself at all that night. So my memory is still somewhat hazy.
Objection! You have stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memory of all that is hazy?
It is only human to err. No perfect trait. Maybe you can explain this for the court.
What is it?
Murder happened. The bridge had already burnt down. Somehow, the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick.
Well, not exactly, no. I know there must be some other way she got across that burnt out bridge.
I think I'm starting to piece it together how she did. We'll have to present something that came up in the last trial. We'll see when we get there.
But unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth.
It looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation.
You see what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth.
Oh my god! Godot sure whipped the shit out of Phoenix right there. I thought that was Francesca's deal. Ho ho! Ah, shit! She whipped me. Sorry. Alright then. Witness, let's hear your testimony once more.
About what, Your Honor?
You've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
Will this be her final testimony? Okay, final testimony. Moving the body.
Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I must have just gotten confused, I guess. Was the snow still falling or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Or are you saying that there is a way to cross a burning bridge?
Yeah. So it was just a misunderstanding, I see.
This is a photo of Dusty Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident.
Okay. It certainly was burnt to a crisp, and one of the suspension wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall. Clearly, it would be impossible to carry a corpse across a bridge in this condition. This bridge, taken the morning after the crime. Unless I do something to discredit this testimony, it's going to be deemed as the truth. And Maya will be accused of murder.
Right. I'm only going to say it one more time. It is only human to err, and only humans can spot the errors of our ways.
The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes. Alright, Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination. Alright. I'm gonna just go to that last statement I saw. Because I don't think it matters which statement. I already know what to present. There's only one thing to present. Yep. It's the only thing. A dead body flying over a burning bridge? I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility. What?
You're saying it's possible. Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it's been pulled out of thin air.
I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen.
Preposterous!
He was saying, as he was spitting, he's saying, preposterous! That's good. Who is it? Who is this witness? I can't chicken out here. I gotta keep on the attack and go, go, go! Miss Elise Dexium's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice, Lawrence Dexium.
Brilliant. Gifted.
Apprentice?
Remember what he said in his testimony. That night he was at the mountain shack, Heavenly Hall. And that's when he witnessed the event. I think you've all seen this sketch before. It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night. Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it? Even the judge is like, seriously, Wright, I've seen you stretch some shit, but this is the stretchiest. Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the sky? Through the air, and you're using this pathetic scribble to support your argument? Uh-oh, the judge looks like he's about to blow a gasket.
Wow, Wright, there's nowhere for you to hide now. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old. Does the sketch prove anything?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm going to prove it.
Listen, I know your tricks. You're just trying to turn this whole thing upside down.
Thank you for saying those words. I was about to say, I remember where this is going. I remember this.
If you're so eager to turn this case upside down, why not start with this sketch?
Upside down? Why did Godot say that? Alright then, let's hear the defense's theory. What exactly is this sketch trying to show? Let me save. I don't think old Whiskerface is going to forgive any more mistakes. Alright, Phoenix, look carefully and think it over. This sketch drawn by Lawrence Dexium is... let's say, Dang it, accidentally exit. Is it just a contradiction? Yep, a complete contradiction. Okay. Something is obviously funny about this sketch. I'm no art critic, but even I can see that. The judge. He's like, quit giving me your bullshit. Give me a straight answer. No, that's not what I mean, Your Honor. Lawrence Dexium stated it over and over that this sketch was exactly as he saw it. However, if we're to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it.
It contradicts reality?
Excuse me.
This is getting interesting. Looks like you're back to that finger-pointing thing again. Okay, Trite, so what exactly contradicts reality as we know it?
I assume it's the woman herself.
Wrong!
Okay, we're back. So, okay, what does it say here? Present one of the suspension wires on either upper of the screen. So, okay, it's the suspension wires. Okay, I guess I see it now. God, whatever. It's this wire connected to the bridge. The wire? Okay, I get where they're going with it. Ugh. Still, I mean, you could have did something with the woman, too. I mean, explain it.
Is that the thing that contradicts reality?
Yes, it is indeed.
Show us the reality it supposedly conflicts with. Show us something that will point out how the sketch contradicts reality.
Okay, what does it say? Show us something that will point out how the sketch contradicts reality. I'm probably going to use the guide. I'll say, is it Dusty Bridge itself? What does it say? It says, present the Dusty Bridge photo. Is this the Dusty Bridge photo? Yes. Alright. Because, yeah. Because if you look at the picture, yeah. Because again, I knew where they were going with it. God, I am having trouble with this. I need to just use the guide more. Jesus. Take it! That's a photo of Dusty Bridge, correct? Yes. Now, compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But on the actual Dusty Bridge, Jumping Jehoshaphat! The wires are below the guard wires.
What?
Oh my god! Because again, yeah, I already know where this is going. Because the whole upside down thing. I remembered this very clearly. The idea is, yeah, she's not flying across the bridge. She fell off the bridge. It turns out Larry sketched everything upside down. Like, that's where it was going. I already knew that, but it's just getting to it was hard. Order! 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 This sketch is somewhat different than what's depicted in the photo. However, isn't it likely that the artist just saw it wrong?
Or perhaps he just drew it wrong?
Either way, it sounds like you're just wrong.
With someone like Lawrence, I admit a mistake is a definite possibility.
But then that begs the question.
Why did he make a mistake? What was the reason?
You say you know the answer to that?
Yes, I already know the answer, I just explained it. Listen, think back, alright? Remember what Lawrence was doing when he witnessed this event. He was at Heavenly Hall, waiting for a lover that was never going to come. He waited and waited, and finally he laid down. But then, lightning shoots from the sky and sets the bridge aflame. Now ponder what sort of position Lawrence must have been in at the time. Yep, again, this is exactly, I knew, like, this is something I said, like, way back. I knew about the whole drawing thing, and it turns out, oh, the drawing is not a woman flying across the bridge, it's actually upside down. She's falling off the bridge. He was lying on his back, which is why he remembered the scene the way he did. He was lying on his back? I can't see how it relates. But it does, Your Honor. That is the reason why the wires in the sketch go up instead of down. Oh!
No way!
Lawrence Dexium witnessed the event while he was lying on his back face up. In other words, the scene that he saw was actually upside down. Oh my god, the scene was upside down. I had no idea. So then, this sketch should actually... I think you finally get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Lawrence Daxium's sketch is like this. Yep. This is how it should actually look. Oh my god, she fell off the bridge! Oh, Jesus! The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge. It was actually swinging below it. That's right, just like a pendulum!
Ridiculous!
He did it again. Order!
Objection. Of all the things to say, a pendulum?
The bridge was burning to a crisp. There was no way to get across it. But if the body had been found at the inner temple, it would have caused trouble. This is where the criminal decided to take a gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side. And a pendulum was the only way to get it done.
Objection. Let's think about this for a minute, shall we? The bridge is about 20 yards long. Means it's about that far from the inner temple to the opposite cliff.
Yes, that sounds right.
In order to cover that distance with a pendulum, need a rope at least 10 yards long. Rope that long, you have to plan ahead.
Objection! She did, Morgan Fay. The lightning strike that night can only have been an accident. So it doesn't make sense that the culprit would have prepared the rope beforehand. Oh, never mind. So then, they didn't have to get the rope ready. The rope was already right in front of them. I'm saying that it was just a matter of using what was already there. Let me save, because that last time, I don't want to have to skip again. Jesus Christ, that was terrible. Again, sorry about all that. In that case, Miss Wright, please give us an explanation to support your theory. What makes you think the criminal had the rope on hand to create a pendulum? Let me see. What evidence? Could it have something to do with the bridge itself? Let me see. So, go to once proof as the rope has to be long enough. See, I was right. Present the photo. It's the photo itself, because of the cables. Take that! And the meaning of this is, if you want to know where the rope came from, it's hanging right there in front of your glorious beard. Oh! This is one of the wires from the bridge? When the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire, one of the suspension wires came loose from its anchor. The criminal didn't have any time to waste, so they tied the wire around Elise Dacium's body. Whoa, bro. Whee! Like that would work. Because there was simply no other way to move the body. That just looks silly to me. Sorry. Oh, jeez. He's like, "Whoa! Mr. Godard?" It seems that Mr. Godard's more focused on his call than answering my question. Even he's dumbfounded by it. It seems that the odds of a rope being readily available were very high. So I suppose that it's not an impossibility after all.
Objection. Possible or impossible? That's not the question we need to ask. There's only one question. Did that really happen?
True. I was about to say, did that really happen? Can you actually prove it? Right.
Right. I wonder if you can prove what happened to us.
Or I mean, trite.
Do you have any actual evidence that the body was swung over like a pendulum?
Do I have any evidence that proves, let's see, so now it's saying either her report or the crystal sphere. Wait, does it say where the crystal sphere was found? Thank you, Wi-Fi. Found on the outcropping near Dusty Bridge. Oh! Yeah, I guess we did find it near Dusty Bridge, actually. What's the autopsy report say? Lots of blood, stabbed in the back. Body. Oh, and then there's that. Because we thought the body fell out of a window, but no. The reason the body felt the force of falling was because of the pendulum. Ah, okay. Interesting. Take that! Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped. Looking at the map, we can see it's the one that was in front of the inner temple. So then, that was the spot where the criminal... Yes, precisely. Now, let us consider the body's movement by looking at the overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here, whee, it would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point. Did you say drop? Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank.
What? What makes you think something like that happened?
Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance.
What kind of evidence?
Take a look at this autopsy report. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death. 10 feet, huh? That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to the forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose.
Oh, that's...
Yes, this blood-stained amethyst crystal. It's the one that came off of Miss Elistexion's staff. And even more important is the place where this crystal sphere was found. Indeed, I believe it's already marked on this overhead map. The crystal was found. Oh! Precisely, Your Honor. In the very spot where the pendulum would arrive if given the right amount of speed. Oh my God, he's on a roll now. This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You have provided us with a way the body could have been moved that night. Oh, what was that sound? Oh God, did I get another... An impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive. Yep. Mr. Wright!
I thought this cold coffee might help cool you down.
God damn it. It's like the third time he's done this. Third or fourth, I think. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Godon?
That was a dark and bitter guess that you made, Wright. But you forgot about one thing.
Oh, and what would that be?
The aroma.
Huh?
A coffee's most reliable accomplice is its deep and profound aroma.
The rest of the court doesn't speak Coffanese. Can you elaborate a bit more?
If the criminal had to send the body to the other side, like you say, then naturally there must have been an accomplice lying in wait to catch it.
An accomplice?
The criminal wasn't able to cross Dusty Bridge. So, who collected the body?
I'll say, that is true. I was about to say, when they showed that little demonstration movie thing, I was like, come on, there's no way the body would just swing over and just land. You'd have to have somebody grab it. So yeah, I agree with Godot here. She would have had to have an accomplice catch the body. But I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't remember the end of this game, so I guess we'll find out.
What do you have to say about that? Right.
Mr. Godot's correct. This can't be the work of a single person. Oh, do we have to present Dahlia now? Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do. I'll say, do we have to present who we think did it? But of course they'll be like, what are you talking about? She's dead. Yes, Your Honor. The body couldn't have made it to Hazakura Temple without an accomplice. Very well then. If you please, Mr. Wright. Alright, save right here. This is a good spot. Bop. Who was the person that received the body on the Hazakura Temple side? It was her. It was her. Please be right. Or, wait, let's see. Or, oh, it's saying present Iris. Well, because, yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, that makes sense. Because we're trying to say Iris didn't kill anybody. Dahlia did it. So, Iris was on the other side while Dahlia had to swing the bridge over. So, yeah, that makes sense. Iris. Take that! It can only be you, Sister Iris.
Huh? But I
don't see why you're so surprised. The only way to transport the body from Dusty Bridge is by snowmobile. But with her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one that could have managed it.
Objection. Tried. Were you even listening to the witness's testimony? On the night of the crime, this little cutie pie was on cleanup duty in the inner temple garden after the mother-daughter bloodbath.
Yeah, that may be so, but that's because it was her twin sister. It was somebody that looked like her. Because again, we have to remember, the Iris who was at the inner temple was not Iris. It was Dahlia. Objection! I haven't forgotten. But have you, Mr. Godot? This witness was already seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim. Strange indeed. It's almost as if, on that night, the defendant was in two different places at the same time. Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony?
mentioned what?
The pendulum, of course. Using this sketch drawn by an eyewitness, I have established how the body was moved using the burnt-out bridge, which means it's now a fact that this occurred, something you should have already known.
No, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum.
But the body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help. So you should have known about it. In fact, it'd be impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing. Unless you're not really Iris to begin with. I was starting to think, I was wondering, are we getting to this kind of conclusion that the whole time we may have not been talking to Iris this whole time?
What? How can you say that, Mr. Wright?
What? What kind of nonsense is this? You're saying this witness isn't Iris of Hazagura Temple?
Objection! Are you serious, Wright? You mean that this woman is...
There's no one besides Iris that could have retrieved the corpse that night. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach this whole trial. Why her whole demeanor changed so suddenly from yesterday. Yeah. And why she's trying to pin this murder on Maya. The woman that's standing there at the witness stand. Her real name is... Take it! I never thought I'd have to utter your name again. Let alone see you. You know what? I was like wondering, because I think I do slightly remember that, like, yeah, on the witness stand, it's not even Iris. It's Dahlia. I'm guessing the idea was before Iris took the stand, she knew she would maybe, I don't know. Because again, in order to possess somebody, you have to channel them. You have to want them to be channeled. So the question is, why did Iris channel Dahlia for this moment? I guess we'll find out. But anyway, it's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne. Hawthorne? Sister Iris had a twin sister. And you're looking at her, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. That name rings some bells. Distant bells. But bells nonetheless.
It's just your imagination, Gramps. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne.
Okay. Oh yes, I remember now. That case. 5 years ago.
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. He has the same face even when they come back. But according to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead. It says her execution was carried out last month.
What? Death has no meaning in this courtroom.
What? Oh my god, death has no meaning in this courtroom. I had no idea. Let me kill myself and test that fury. Frank? Oh shit, he's dead. Order! Order! Order!
Wait a moment. How can you... My sister, she's already dead. What kind of...
Objection! You of all people should already understand after all. Understand, after all, the blood of the master of the Karikan channeling technique flows within that body. The Karikan channeling technique? Now where have I heard that? That's right, you're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia, currently inhabiting the body of a spirit medium. Oh my god, I had no idea!
Exciting story. Exciting, but quite impossible. Asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeled by someone the very night of the murder to a temple where her twin sister Iris was.
Well, if If you're going to put things that way, then yes.
Action, we're supposed to believe a coincidence like that just happens.
Objection! Naturally, it was no coincidence. The whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written right here in these instructions. I was wondering when we were going to bring those up.
What's that?
These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. And part of the plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 irises at Hazakura Temple.
Two of them.
Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, in other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time. That means the Iris that was at dinner was the real Iris. And the Iris who gave me this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris. Meaning that the Iris Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple was someone else dressed as her, namely one Dahlia Hawthorne.
Objection. Do you even know what you're saying, Wright? This whole channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne business. Yes, it's true that you found plans that talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently standing in the witness stand is the real Iris.
What?
Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. After meeting Sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hawthorne that had been channeled would have been stranded at the inner temple due to the lightning strike.
I love how we're just talking about this and the judge is like, wait, go. And the judge isn't being like, wait, ghosts are real? What the hell? I still love that. It looks so silly.
It was later that the body was moved by pendulum.
That's right.
Naturally, that would mean that the Iris that received the body was the real Iris. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
After being notified of what happened, the police came to Hazakura Temple's main hall. There, they found Iris in her room and arrested her. Ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center.
Yes, I suppose. Can't deny any of that.
Phew, thank goodness. It looks like he's finally convinced.
But something still seems off. Way off. I'm still not convinced that the Iris here is the same one from the other night.
I suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous.
I keep trying to keep my phone on.
Oh, Iris and the spirit of Dahlia switched places.
Switch places? Oh my god, they somehow switched places. To be perfectly honest, there are still quite a few things I don't understand, but I do know that unless we confirm the witness's identity, we can't continue with this trial. Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia, which means they must have switched places somewhere. Well, Mr. Wright, I'm trying to think. it's probably not that. We'll see where it goes. I was thinking of my own thing. Maybe I'll talk about it. If it's right, if it's wrong, I'll still talk about it. Since the time she was arrested at Hazakura Temple, have there been any chances for Iris to switch places with Dahlia? There was one, yes. Now that I think about it, it was during the investigation, when Edgeworth ran away. There was only one. Your Honor, I think there might have been one chance. Oh, explain yourself! Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown.
Unknown? What do you mean?
What I mean is, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely, unsupervised. Well, who was it? Who would give a murder suspect time to move about freely like that? Let me save. But yeah, I was gonna say, I remember this, yep. Because Edgeworth, I'm sorry. I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault. The person who gave Iris the chance to move freely was Edgeworth. Because again, of the earthquake, he got scared and he let her go. Take that! This is Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it? Your Honor, there was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not? An earthquake?
Earthquake! Oh my goodness! The inner temple! This kind of tremor might...
How could I? How could I have? She fled. She escaped. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. We went to the inner temple right away. And it's true, Iris was already there. However, so wow, I didn't even think about that. That this whole time, the person who we were talking to, once we got back there, that was not Iris, that was Dahlia. Oh my god, M. Night Shyamalan, say it!
What a twist!
Yeah, there you go. They had already switched places at that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh my god, he met with Dahlia Hawthorne? I had no idea! That's quite enough already, Mr. Wright! Now see here! No judge in his right mind would consider the idea of spiritual sanity.
Be quiet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I assume it was her saying that. Oh, what happened to my thing? Okay, sorry.
It's been a long time, Mr. Judge.
That voice! Yeah, I will say I'm glad I, stuck with the voice thing. I figured she was changing her voice. Nice.
Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession.
He does it again.
That's one of my rules.
Dahlia Hawthorne, and my current profession, permanently retired.
I think I prefer this voice for Dahlia right now, because she's supposed to be evil.
Usually I do the really cutesy voice when she's innocent.
But in this state, she's full-on bitch.
So, you're not going to bother hiding your identity anymore, huh?
Why should I? After all, I'm dead.
There's really nothing you can do to punish me. What is going on here? Dahlia Hawthorne. I never thought we'd meet again. And I never thought we'd meet like this. But this time, I'll end it for her and for myself. Woo! To be Continue. Again, that part was a bit of a mess. Sorry it took so long. Again, I'll cut some stuff down, like when I was messing up that one part. But yeah, whoa, yay, the big twist. Turns out, yep. Wow, I didn't even see that coming, honestly. Like, I completely forgot about that. Like, oh, as soon as Edgeworth let her go, they switched places. But now the question is, who's channeling Dahlia right now? If they're saying Iris can't do it, then who is? And again, I have a theory, but I could be wrong, so we'll see about that when we get to the end of the game. But for now, let's get a preview of the next part, and then we will call it a part. So February 10th, 1 p.m. Disregard. Oh my god, she's actually Dolly Hawthorne, she's a ghost! Now then, let's continue where we left off, shall we? Well, witness?
Yes, how can I help you, Mr. Judge?
Well, it seems that if we're to learn the truth, we'll need to hear your testimony.
I have no problem with that. But when you've seen what I have, sometimes the truth is better left unknown.
Shit. In any case, let's hear your testimony. Tell us about the plan that was carried out that night. Okay. The plan. Alright, let's save right here. And when we come back, we will get Dahlia's testimony and see if we can find any contradictions and learn a bit more about why she did all this, which should be pretty obvious. I'm assuming she did it because of Morgan. She cares about her real mother, because they're both evil. And we have to find out who's channeling her, which again, I have a theory about that, but we'll see as it goes on. So, I hope you all enjoy. This has been CB Ultra 768, and we'll be back with some more Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations next time. So, stay tuned for that. Bye.